Hello, welcome. This is Sunday League Virtual, the sprint race here for the Turkish Grand Prix. I'm joined by many men in the commentary box, one of which is Jacob Bradley. Say hello.
Hello, my friends of SLV.
Jake, predictions for today on this fine Tuesday.
Um, am I say Eurist gonna win the sprint?
And who do you think is going to win the main race?
Oh well, that's hard to see because you see the thing with sprint skip is you don't know the token spend. So
Oh, yeah, forgot about that.
yeah, I beat your
Ah,
player.
oh my lordy lord, it's
Oh
Jaruni.
my god!
Holy shit, that is quite a lap. Jaruni takes pole for FVR in the sprint. Julo will start second for the Porsche team. That is, wow, Jesus Christ. Sobel starts third, Rito fourth, Eurus fifth, Hetmanica sixth. Those are the point scoring positions for the sprint. Amazing will start in seventh place for the sprint. Jake will start in eighth, Kubo in ninth, Vladinator in 10th, Spuda, Anti, Bluebell, Andrews, EK, Grandi, Pit Crew, Goose, Gazi, and Hanandi. Last ones there. That is really quite a grid. BFX, Resurgent, BAV, Faltering, and a great quality for Porsche and Giruni. Eurist, your thoughts on that? No, he gone.
He makes a good point.
He does make a good point. Right.
I have one question to ask you, Rooney. Between 4 and 4, how many tokens did you spend this week?
We're not sure. Kubo, any comment on this? On this amazing qualifying session? No, Kubo has no comment.
He makes another valid point.
Thanks, enjoy job, I guess, he says. We'll never know what he truly meant by that. Right, off we go. This is the sprint points for the top 6. We're underway. Jaruni leads us off pole position. Julo behind. Sobel already 14 Rito wide. It's a full wet sprint. No tire change expected. Sobel right off the track there. So is Het and Jake. Het gets the most benefit off that though. Amazing is up into the point scoring positions for KRT. It would be an absolute amazing thing to have not scored any points all season long and take your first points in a sprint. But there we go. Eurus up the inside of Julo and Rito. He is not messing around, and he's going to be chasing down Jaruni, trying to take that full sprint race win off him. Rito's forced wide there. Is through into 4th position. That is absolutely incredible. I really hope he doesn't score any points here, otherwise my commentary for the race tomorrow will be really dumb. Rito and Spuda side by side at Medica in the background. Sobel looking to make a move here. Can he do it? Jake goes up the inside of him, but he can't at all get the exit right, and Jake falls down into 10th place right ahead of Ikolowski. Jeru still leads, Eurus, then Julo. Amazing in 4th place still. Rito sets his PB, and it's Eurus currently holding the fastest lap. He is chasing down Jaruni like a bull on cocaine, and Amazing is still there. Not quite outside of that. I might be able to force him into a pit. No, I won't do that. Rito goes up the inside of Apley there. Apley sticks in and around the outside. A little bit of track limits there, but no worries. Rito moves himself up into 4th place. That will get him a nice couple of points if he can finish there come the end of the race. It's the Polish 3-4. Not for long. Apley back through the Belarusian goes very wide at turn 1, deep into the gravel section on the very day where he expressed his pure love and desire for SLV by finally bringing unequal cars back to online mode. He may just be looking at his first points ever in the competition. Spuda goes up behind him now. 6th place turns into 5th for the Korean driver, and Apley has been passed already. Sobel looking to chase down Apley here. That'll be really interesting seeing those two friends come together. Anti and Hetmenica just behind those. What else is happening up at the top? Eurus chasing down Jerry. That gap was 7/10. It's now 5. It's now 2. Eurus very, very close. Great run through the kink. Can Jeru still keep it up the inside into this last corner? Yes, he can. They're side by side coming out through the final chicane. Eurus with a poor exit. Can he go up the inside into turn 1? No, Jeru sweeps through. Eurus will have to wait again. The AI don't race the same lines that a person would. They don't run with the same logic that a person would, but you can see when they're just thinking about a move, if they get their racing line wrong, it is a huge amount of correction to get back onto it, and that is sort of realistic in a way. Julo looking for some good Porsche points, and Rito, Spuda, aptly with Sobel hot on his arse, and Sobel will get through into 6th place. That drops aptly outside the points, and maybe none for him and no points for the KRT team. It could be their first points of the season, but it's not looking like that potentially at the moment, as aptly goes deep again. Hetmenica behind, and Jake and Kubo and Anti. We're getting great scraps here for positions that will have absolutely no relevance on the rest of the weekend. So that should be interesting to see. Andres and Andy Bluebell, that's not great for VLO, nor for THX, and Goose and Kamikaze just slumming it out back there. No position change in the top 6 to report on. So we're just going to have a little look at the lead here. We've got 3 drivers pretty close together on lap 8 of 13 of this sprint. Just as we started going, it's already drawing towards a dramatic conclusion, but not before a bit of tyre wear plays its part. Eurus is very, very fast down this straight. Every lap we see him gaining on Jaruni, but out through that final chicane, he's not able to gain enough. On the Belarusian man currently leading the race. It's still Eurus right behind him though. Good run through there. Can he overtake off the track there? The stewards will have a very thorough look at that one, but he lets Jeru back through and sort of runs wide. I think a lack of grip there. The tyres probably got all squirrely on the exit of that very grip intensive turn 8. And he just had to counter steer, aquaplane a little bit off, and he's lost a good chunk of time, 6/10, and it's now about the same gap ahead and behind. Julo looking to take 2nd place in the sprint. He's had a very impressive debut season for the Porsche team, but he could make it even better with some pretty decent points in the sprint here today. Remember, a sprint win is 6 points, which is pretty much equivalent to a 7th place in a race, so it is not insignificant the number of points you're going to get from that. It's Julo still chasing down this front 2, and there's been very little movement in the gap. I think Jeru is going to struggle towards the end here. BAV have 6 grip now, which is a huge amount to have. Kamikaze getting lapped causes a whole bunch of issues for Jeru, and if Eurus can get through cleanly here, but he is a little bit held up, not all that much, but he has gained, I think, probably a couple tenths of a second on Jeru. Julo loses a lot of time back there. He might not be involved still in this fight up top. Eurus gets a good run through the chicane, not a great exit out of it, and that gap has been sitting at about 6/10 of a second for about 4 laps here. Goose gets well out of the way for his teammate and Eurus. That was a very hefty blue flag there, but good sign of appreciation from Goose. Jeru in a inferior car to the dominant BAV is still looking very good here, but on lap 12 or maybe even the final lap of the sprint, will he succumb to the pressure of the BAV? We've got one final lap here in the sprint. This will decide who takes the win of the 2nd ever Sunday League virtual sprint. Jeru takes a bit of gravel through there. Eurus very wide onto the runoff. Will he just have lost too much time through that to be able to chase down Jeru? He has 2 more really good chances. Gains down that straight. Good run through the hairpin. One final chance for the Portuguese man. All or nothing into the last corner. Sent it to the inside. Pit crew in the way. And Eurus on the very last corner wins the sprint in Turkey. Jeru, after leading from lights to flag, didn't quite get that final 100 metres down the straight, and he will finish 2nd. It's Julo in 3rd, Rito, then Spuda, Sobel, and Amazing heartbreakingly will not take KRT's first points of the season. But that was an unbelievable finish to the race. Unbelievable. Right, any comment from anybody sitting in the booth here? Kubo, Jake, Jaruni, Eurus, EK, anything to say about that particular one?
Made the absolute bottle job.
P12.
B12. Can't argue with that. Ah, decent for Fuerza Roja. Here we go. Results screen. Euro 6 fastest lap. That's not that consequential. Because I don't think we award points for that in this. I'll have to check. I can't really remember. But there we go. The top 6. Eurus, Jaruni, Julo, Rito, Spuda, and Sobel. Aptly just outside of that. Het, Jake, Kubo. Then it's going to be Anti, Kolnoski, Vladinator, Bluebell Boy, Andres, Fernandi, Pit Crew, Goose, Grandy, and Kamikaze. That was your sprint for the Turkish Grand Prix. We'll see the main race tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.